Okay, this is part two of Boxing Go. Today is June 25th, 2025. Again, I'm putting together this to seek legal assistance and support of my GoFundMe. I spoke to several people around about March, and I may have said this in the Boxing Go part one. But again, I had what delayed me. I had some delays with trying to put together the video clips because they were too long to email. So I decided to make a whole post. And as I've said before, this is really very hard for me. I don't want to keep talking about. Actually, I do because it hurts. I don't want to. I like. I don't. I think I need to. I'm so sorry. This is so hard for me that my brain is being blocked. Like I'm reading and I'm studying about what happened to the brain, and it's real. I am suffering from depression and anxiety. I am studying the parts of the brain, and it's crazy how the brain works. But the point that I'm trying to make is I need you to please be patient with me. That this is extremely hard for me. And hard is not the word. It's like part of what's happening is I'm not capable. That I literally, I want you to see my heart rate. I put it on it because I always got to find it. It's trying to search. Anyway, listen, let me get to this box and go. Part two. And I know some things that I want to say. The primary purpose, one of the main issues here is that I want to demonstrate how anti-black California is, the court system, the government, specifically California in and of itself. How, as I tell my story, you're going to see how many people are a party to harming me. And they don't even know me. I did nothing to them. That it is a unconscious and conscious knowing that when you're in conflict with a black American, that you side on the opposite, the opposing side. If I'm articulating that appropriately, I'm trying to share what's happening to me. And one of the things the takeaways that I want you to know and understand is that this is really very hard. And I'm probably a drop in the bucket as to how many people have gone through this. If you go back to my earlier videos on this channel that I did when this first started, I'm not the same person. It was hard then, but I am suffering from debilitating anxiety and depression. I'm going to do a session or a series on what happened to the brain, like my brain on anti-black culture or my brain on anti-black California. Anyway, let me get to this, you guys. So this is part two. I always worry that there's things that I need to say. I don't know why those balloons are coming up. Okay, we're gonna keep them there because it's too hard for me to get back to doing this. The last time I think I uploaded part one was sometime in March of 2025. And this is how long it takes me. I've written it out. I have to rewatch the video over and over again and see where I am because it's days or weeks before I go back. And listen, you guys, I forget what happened 15 minutes ago. And I'm dead serious. So I'm going to talk about the brain being depressed and anxiety and from trauma. But let me get into this. Okay, so because you guys, I wrote it out. Oh, my heart is just racing, you guys. Okay, this is the second part of the details surrounding Box and Go. During this exact time, I was dealing with issues with the hotel. Remember, I was in a bed-bug infested hotel because they broke in my home and put me in the street on September 23rd, 2020. They attempted to double. Okay, so the hotel attempted to double the rent after having us live in a bed-bug infested hotel. My property was stolen, allegedly by their employees. You guys, not only did Box and Go steal my stuff, but I had and I'm going to say this to you, it was an $8,000 Dolce & Gabbana bag, and Beyonce had a similar one in a different color. I think I got it for like $4,000 on sale at Nordstrom, but this was one. Someone broke in my car, and I believe it was a hotel's employee. It's on the surveillance. I'll get into that when I start talking about things in sequence. I'm going to talk about everything that happened in sequence. Again, this is me jumping in, putting together a synopsis of what actually happened so I can get assistance in the legal aspect and with funds. I need investigators. I don't even know what I need. I need money to talk to people to find out what I need. Let's go there. But anyway, I gotta try my best to stay focused, you guys. I will go left. And part of why I want to go left, because sitting here, reading and saying this makes me sick. And I'm angry with myself. I am so angry with myself. And I can't, and I shouldn't be angry. I'm reading these different books, you guys. I have my phone to show you. And it's telling what happens to the brain on trauma. And okay, let me not get into that. I'm gonna go back here. So I'm gonna do my best to stay focused on what I've written, so this won't be as long as it could be as short as possible and concise. Okay, they attempted to double my rent, Comfort Suites, in La Puente, California. They attempted to double the rent. After having us live in a bed-bug-infested hotel, my property was stolen allegedly by their employees. That's what I was going to tell you, how they broke in my car and stole my stuff. I don't know if I told you, but there were checks in my car. There were checks that I was keeping for the divorce records to show, like buying whatever. Like they were. Look how I can't talk. In my car were canceled checks. You guys. The person that did this took the canceled checks and paid their phone bill, and they paid their car insurance. And the lady's name was the same name as one of the employees. I'm not going to get into that about these people at this hotel, all that I went through, okay? But the point that I'm saying is that my property was stolen by the employees. Again, they attempted to double my rent. This is one of the multiple things that I've had happen. I want to tell you, every time this happens, I want to tell you about the hotel, but all the different things that had happened. But I know I got to stay in sequence because I don't want to lose you. I don't want you to say she's all over the place, so I can't follow her. So let me keep on reading. I know now, okay, my property was stolen allegedly by the employee. Again, they attempted to double my rent, Comfort Suite I'm referring to. I now know storage companies and hotels were mandated by what I think is the CARES Act. I don't know the specifics, but they tried to extort me for money. I fully believe, because I'm black, I'm a black Negro woman, Box and Go and the Comfort Suite tried to extort me for money. California is the most anti-black state in this country. It's unspoken that black people can be harmed without consequence in the state of California. I do have more video calls from Frank and Freddy. I'm going to say this. Freddy is the criminal. They were trying to do things to me, and I don't know if Frankie and Freddy were in cahoots. Frank was the first person that called me. But I got to get all the video together. Frank, when Frank knew he was on video, Frank would never lie. Frank would say, oh, it's a mistake. Oh, no, you're fine. Freddy is brazen. Freddy needs to go to prison. Freddy lied with impunity. Okay? Okay, so I do have more video of Frankie and Freddy, because I'm not going to put everything in here. I got so much video I need to edit and make it brief. And as I go on, I hope I'm going to get some assistance from someone that's capable, because the problem is I'm not able. I don't have the mental ability, the cognitive ability, and one of the reasons why I'm making this video, because I need assistance beyond. I need money, I need legal advice, but even more so, I need someone to help me, because I stay in bed in the dark half the time. Okay, and I'm being very honest with you. I even talked to my therapist when I was in a hotel. I don't know what it is. Like, I got the light on in here. I'm not comfortable. I can't express what I feel, but most of the time I'm in the dark. In the hotels, I would close the curtains. I would just sit in the room in the dark, and I don't know why it's the dark. I don't know, does it hurt my head, make my brain hurt when the lights in my eyes or whatever? But I sit in the dark a lot. Like, I spend a lot of my time. So I don't know why this is happening to me. I have to say allegedly, but I think the person I married may have been involved in some sort of sex trafficking of the foster kids. You guys, I've waited 2 days because I'm really every time something can happen, it could happen. I'm supposed to start doing this. Today is, I think, Wednesday. Okay? You hear the noise? I don't know, should I stop? Oh, God. I'm going to keep going, and I hope you can push past that, because they were working yesterday. I keep waiting for them to stop. It's 7:30 at night, 7:50. Matter of fact, let me stop and ask him how much longer he's going. I just asked him to stop. I live around Asians, and he don't really speak English. Guys, I want to tell you about him trying to steal my tortoise. Anyway, I asked him to stop, you guys. It's 7:53 at night. And I'm really worried. Girl, we're in an Airbnb, and we've been here for over a year. But one of the problems is that we kept being moved. This is what's making me struggle with healing. I've thought to myself that we've been in here, I think, about a year now, and I'm still not okay. We left the hotel in September 2023. And I'm still struggling. But listen, I'm kind of concerned because I asked him to stop, and I hope it doesn't cause problems for the owner. They've been pretty nice, but I'm a little worried. Or maybe just be me just being paranoid. But let me go ahead. So I'm going to go back, and please forgive me. Again, they attempted to double my rent, the hotel. I now know storage companies and hotels were mandated by what I think is the CARES Act. I don't know the specifics, but they tried extorting me for money. I fully believe, because I am a Black Negro woman, California is the most anti-Black state in this country. It is unspoken that Black people can be harmed without consequence in the state of California. I do have more videos, calls to Frankie and Freddy. I'm going to only share specific documentation to demonstrate the harms. During the entire ordeal, I'm suffering with debilitating depression. You guys, this don't sound good, but I'm gonna keep going. I don't know why this is happening to me. I have to say allegedly, but I think the person I married may have been involved in some sort of sex trafficking of these foster kids. I'm going to say alleged, okay? And I have, my intuition tells me that because of his behavior of our last year together and the people who he's dealing with, okay? I have to say allegedly, but I think the person I married may have been involved in some sort of sex trafficking of these foster kids. I'm saying allegedly. He would talk to me about the kids. He has always, I'm reading so slow, you guys. He has always been an alcoholic, but he was a weekend drunk. On rare occasions, he may have drank on Thursday nights. During football season, Monday nights. So what I'm saying to you guys, and my mother had similar habits. My mother was a highly functioning alcoholic, just like this man. They both would get ripped, like drunk, fall down drunk on the weekends. Monday morning, they had the same habits, and it's crazy that I married my mother. He would get in the shower about 5:36. My mother would get in the tub and soak the alcohol. But Friday night they would come home after work with alcohol and just get ripped. My mother used to drink Bacardi. He drank like Jim Beam or whatever. He drank like he drank a lot of beer too, but he drank like I think maybe Jack Daniels. I think Jack Daniels or Jim Beam. I don't know because I'm not really a big drinker. But if she would come home, my mom would come home with Cutter Shark Scotch or Bacardi. He would drink brown liquor, and he would come home from work with his liquor. And okay, so he would talk to me about the kids. He has always been an alcoholic, but he was a weekend drunk. On rare occasions, he may drink on Thursday nights. During football season, Monday nights, but he began to drink after dinner every night when he changed jobs. He said that a girl died when she went to a home visit, I think in Texas. I never understood why he was nervous about the girl if it happened when she was home. He also told me that the neighbors in the facility was complaining about the kids leaving the facility, roaming the neighborhood. So this was a foster home. Okay, it was at-risk kids, and it was a foster home. He's worked at 3 or 4, but his main one he worked at like over 20 years when we lived there. He got the job that he got. He worked there for over 20 years, and I don't know why he left. I know he was having affairs. I'm gonna say allegedly with the women there, but I think what it was, they kept promoting people over him, and that's why he wasn't happy about something. He left, but he came back. They moved him back. What they gave him like extra. How he started making so much money towards the end. He made, I think, maybe like 130,000 before the divorce. But he skyrocketed like maybe $45,000 when he changed jobs. So he was probably about 180. You guys, I'm not be saying this right. I'm going from my memory, but he made about 140. And then when he changed jobs, he got all these other like perks and a raise to woo him back. I think, and you guys, I hope I'm saying this right, because now I'm not going to remember. Previous videos that I said years ago, that's what it was. I don't remember now. My brain I'm a little fuzzy now. But what happened, he ended up making like maybe $30,000, $40,000 on top because he left them. They wooed him to come back, okay? And so, meanwhile, I'm destitute and haven't got spousal support, okay? This 2025. Okay, so on rare occasions, he may drink on Thursday nights during football season, Monday nights, but he began to drink after dinner every night when he changed jobs. He said that a girl died when she went to a home visit, I think in Texas. I never understood why he was nervous about the girl if it happened when she was home. He also told me that the neighbor in the facility was complaining about kids leaving the facility, roaming the neighborhood. Again, this didn't make sense. I would like to discuss one of the things he told me about his bosses. He told me how the kids were being drugged. I even emailed the boss about giving children psychotropic medication. This was a woman. And when he started there, it was a priest. A previous priest was his boss. I think he retired, and then the woman became the head of the facility. I want y'all to know, this is important. I think that y'all know this, and maybe it's just my heart I want to tell you, but either way, it's important that I tell you this. Again, this didn't make sense. I would like to discuss some of the things he told me about his bosses. He told me how the kids were being drugged. I even emailed his boss about giving children psychotropic medication. You guys, I think he was having an affair with this woman, allegedly. She bought him a bottle of Jack Daniels. That's what he drank, Jack Daniels, with his name etched on the bottle when she went to Tennessee. And I read an email from her referring to him as her partner. You guys, I'm laughing now because, like, I love him because, like, honestly, please don't think bad thoughts about me. I'm Cancer, so I hold on and I don't let go. If I love you, I'll probably love you forever. This man was really my soulmate. He was just an alcoholic, okay? Like, I'll say that one minute and then my heart will be like, he never loved me. You know, women are emotional. But I laugh now because God knows what this man was doing behind my back. And so let me say real quickly, I'll tell you this, but I had back surgery. I couldn't walk in 2016, literally, okay? So I was dealing with a back injury. So when I stopped caring. Like, I was just trying to get better. So he was doing all kind of stuff. This is one of the reasons why everything went so bad and he harmed me so bad, because I gave up. And if you know my personality, I won't give up on you. I will push through, even if you're the bad person. If you're wrong, I'll be the bigger person. The relationship is more important than the incident. And this is one of the reasons why he's so angry, because I was like, bro, I can't do this no more. I suffered from chronic pain from 2008 to 2016. Debilitating pain. And yeah, so I'm laughing about him because I got different things about him being with women, okay? Anyway, I shouldn't laugh, but I'm laughing because, bro, I don't care. They can have him, okay? Anyway, he told me how the kids were being drugged. I'm so gonna continue, you guys. I'm sorry. Forgive me when I overlap because forgive me. I even emailed his boss about giving children psychotropic medication. You guys, I think he was having an affair with this woman. Allegedly, she bought him a bottle of Jack Daniels. But she had I said, yes, allegedly he was having an affair with him. This is not alleged. She bought him a bottle of Jack Daniels with his name etched on the bottle when she went to, I'm so sorry, guys. I just drank some ginger, so y'all laughing at me saying this lady's crazy. She bought him a bottle of Jack Daniels with his name etched on the bottle when she went to Tennessee. And I read an email from her to him as referring to him as her partner. You guys, real quickly, in the email, she was like fawning all over him, how great it is to have a partner like him, this, that, and the third. And she referred to him as her partner, okay? I have to say alleged. I think a large percent of the foster care facility in Southern California has a history of sexual abuse. I'm referring to the sex trafficking. That's what you guys. There are people that I come across on social media, and they discuss child trafficking. I have so many different things that I have to do to get justice in this situation, but this is alleged, but in my heart, I think there was sex trafficking. I do believe it has to do with race, but it just doesn't explain why the judges and all these people harm me. And I'm going to talk more. Judge Lawrence Riff is the primary person. He was the assistant supervising judge of the family court. And I don't know if I told y'all, they moved him to the supervising judge of the civil rights, okay? This agency, a law agency that specializes in family law. It was some kind of agency. I'm not saying it right, you guys. I will talk about this moving further in the story, okay? It was a company. It's called David Levin, I think, or something Levin. And what they do is they are attorneys for family law, like foster kids and so forth. They honored this judge. They honored multiple judges who are a party to the hate crimes against me. There's a lady on the board who I called. I want to tell you her name. She's an attorney. And I don't want to spend time trying to remember her name. Her Instagram is in my brain right now. I'm going to tell you more about her as I move on. But I called an attorney to try to file a code. I think it's called a Family Code 2122. That's a judgment to set aside. What she said to me was, why would I take, I'm trying to remember her name. She said to me, why would I take my issue back to the same court that harmed me? She was on the board of this agency. I'm not saying it right. It's something Levin. Matter of fact, I'll put it up here. Okay. And this is allegedly, to your attorney. This is allegedly. Okay. So this is me just fact finding and researching. So the reason why I believe this child trafficking is the way in which they harmed me, what his position is, how he always was an alcoholic, but how the drinking worsened. We were married for over 23 years. I knew this man since 1991 and 92, I think. And he was a drunk the whole time. Okay, so that's over 30 years. So he's been an alcoholic since he was a teenager. Okay. So I'm thinking where the clips are, you guys. I've been moving around different Airbnbs. I haven't had a home since 2020, so it's hard to keep up with stuff. I'm gonna put in here the name of the law firm that I'm referring to. honest law firms, they honored Judge Lawrence Riff. The lady who told me, I went to her, she's a family law attorney. I went to her, had a appointment with her or consultation. This black woman said this to me. It's a black woman. She said to me, why would I bring my case to the same people that harm me? Okay? Then I saw her name on this same website. She was like, board of directors or something like that. Then the company he worked for name was on this website. Okay? This is me fact finding. It's 2025. These are things that I found out in 2021, 2022. Okay? Remember, I was in a bed bug infested hotel for years. I was not functioning. So all the things that I have, when I have the mental bandwidth to do it, I do it. Okay? So moving forward, I have to say alleged. I think a large percentage of the foster care facility in Southern California has a history of sexual abuse. I also think the person I married wasn't against sexually abusing children. This is what I'm saying allegedly. This is my belief. Okay? This is not me saying things that are whatever. I can't think of the word. When my spouse told me about, okay, so this is what happened. Okay. I also think the person I married wasn't against sexually abusing children. His good friend in North Carolina was guilty of sexually abusing his nieces. He was sexually abusing his wife's nieces. When my spouse told me about it, I want to say the guy's name, but I found a article about it years ago. I'll put it somewhere on the website. Okay. When my spouse told me about it, he said that the guy told him that the little girls only sucked his penis. You guys, they were like under 12, under 13. They were little girls, maybe like 10. He said it wasn't that serious. When the guy I married said to me, I remember we was on the sofa upstairs. He's like, oh, he just said they just sucked his penis. Because he was saying his name starts with an M. He was like, oh, he's going through court, da 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 da. And this person, you guys, this is also weird. I'm going to keep going, but I just kind of want to talk about it because I want you to understand the truth doesn't change. I'm not embellishing. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the events because the truth don't change. When people lie and they tell you stuff, you can catch them in a lie. When the more information they give you, it don't match up. I'm telling you the truth. This guy, I liked him. These are Southern people. Lived in North Carolina. Good old boys. My husband went to college in North Carolina. Okay? I'm from Asheville, where I met this guy in Asheville where the hurricane was. Okay, he went to college outside of Asheville. This guy, I think maybe one of his fraternity brothers. And you guys, country people were good people. I want to find me another good old country boy. I'm not even going to lie. This guy was nice. Somehow he won some kind of lawsuit, I think, and he had like 50 acres in the country. He had a little He had a pond. He was nice. They gave my daughter a ride on a little mobile machine. They cooked for us. The fish made me sick though, I think, or maybe it was I had the runs. It may have been because I was in this abusive marriage. So me having this, I can't even think of what is it called. I'll think about it and I'll put it in here if I think of what it's called. I had an issue with my stomach when I left because I ate the fish. I don't know whether the fish or me dealing with stress from being married to this man. Anyway, the guy was a nice guy. His wife was really nice. She's a travel agent. When we want to go places, we would call her and ask her about traveling. He and I traveled a lot. And so what I'm saying is when he told me about this grown man messing with the little girls, he told my husband, the guy I married, that the girl only sucked his penis. And you guys, he said it like it was nothing. He didn't say like he was disgusted. He didn't say like it was nothing. And you know what? I'm just going to tell you. And y'all going to be like, if you get married to this person, I'm going to think bad thoughts about me. And all the stuff you married to somebody, you loved him. And in hindsight, I'm seeing all the crazy shit he would do. He would put peanut butter on his penis and let the dog lick it off. They're like, why you married to a freak like that? You guys, I am not that person. You know, you get close. He would put peanut butter on his penis and let the dog lick it off. So, I mean, this is not a legend. This is what This is what I saw. So I'm just looking back, like, you guys, this stuff wake me up at night, keep me up at night, thinking about who this man was and how did I stay married to him for over 20-something years. Anyway, okay, now box and go. Look, y'all, I've been on here for like 30 minutes. Okay, now box and go. I'm going to include emails to box and go. What I noticed around July or August of 2022, they took possession of my property. I think, like, I don't know, sometime in 2021. They put us out the house. I don't know when. I don't know nothing, because they broke in our home during COVID and put us in the street. I didn't know anything. They couldn't give me any information because they put me in the street. So I'm speculating about everything. Okay. Now box and go. I'm going to include emails to box and go. What I noticed around July of August of 2022. Oh God, what happened? They were not cashing my checks. I am including the email I sent asking why a delay was there in cashing my check. So let me tell you guys, I wrote checks for two purposes. One, for to have a record and receipt, and two, I wasn't giving them a credit card because I didn't have a agreement with them, and because they were so corrupt, and I can't even think of a word that I'm trying to say about them being I'm busy. You see, you guys, I'm messed up in my mind. The words don't come to me, and I'm reading. I'm researching what happens to the brain. I'm going to do a whole series on what's happening to my brain. I want to say the word corrupt or criminal, because they illegally took possession of my property. They already told me they were criminals. Okay, so I was not. What I really wanted to establish that I didn't have a contract with these people. I wrote checks because I want to have the receipts. And secondly, I was not going to give them a credit card. If they were illegally taking my possession, God knows what they would put on my credit card. And I went on Yelp, and Yelp has people complaining about them billing their card. So this is why I wrote them a check. So what I noticed around July or August of 2022, they were not cashing my checks. Oh, I'm so sorry. I keep doing this, you guys. I took a ginger shot. I am including the email I sent asking why a delay was there in cashing my check. I now know this was premeditated. They had planned on trying to extort me since the very beginning. And I see there was something about care. Once I finally get legal assistance, you guys, it's hard for me. I can read and try to figure out, but it's going to take a lot of research. And you guys, I'm reading this right now. It looks a mess. I'm reading this. I got a lot I got to read. But I don't know what's happening with the care thing. But when I was at the hotel, one of the girls that worked there, she had a storage too. And I was telling them how much I was paying for the storage. They was like, what? And she told me something briefly about COVID in storage. And I think hotels also had to adhere to these mandates as well. So what I think is that, see, this is what hurts my feelings. People probably were not paying. People were probably incurring late charges and doing the best that they could. That wasn't me. I paid them. And so maybe they just corrupt. Look at me trying to give them an excuse for why they were being corrupt. Let me keep going. Okay. These letters are going to be, a link will be on YouTube, and on the website will be the actual PDFs of the letters. So they had planned on trying to extort me since the very beginning. It gets worse. Initially, I did not know I was supposed to file an opposition of lien or sale. I needed to reintegrate. I don't know why I put that there. I need to reiterate. Box and Go legally took possession of my property. Y'all still paying attention to my ass. And I know it's not funny, but they got me all messed up. And hopefully as we do this, we're going to, because I'm doing different things to try to heal. So for example, I do aromatherapy. Spanish rosemary to help me with my ability to focus. I got different stuff that I do. So as I do this, hopefully you're going to watch me improve and get better. Okay, so I'm sorry if I'm ranting. Okay, it gets worse. Initially, I didn't know I was supposed to file an opposition lien to sale. So what I'm saying to you guys, first of all, none of this is done legally, okay? I wasn't the person who had a contract with them. They illegally took possession of my property. There are procedures you're supposed to do if they're claiming that I owe them money. And I think they're supposed to serve me with something to say, hey, this is what's happening. They never did that because they didn't have my address. They couldn't get to me. They didn't know where I was, okay? They start emailing me. They initially didn't have my email address. They got my email address because when I start emailing them, you're going to see in the letters in August, I'm cashing my check. And you guys, I want you to know, I'm not okay. I'm sleeping in hotels. I'm sad. I'm depressed. They done stole all my money. So, I'm watching. And I'm like, so when you have more money in the bank, like, why is this money still here? You're like, this is what's going on. I'm like, why are you not cashing the check? So me inquiring about the check, I'm thinking I may have done something wrong. Like maybe I didn't mail it or forgot, you guys, because I was really suffering. So I emailed them asking them in August of 2022, why were they not cashing my check? I think I asked them again in January. You're going to see the emails on the website. And so I now know this was premeditated. They had planned on trying to extort me since the very beginning. It gets worse. Initially, I didn't know I was supposed to file an opposition to the lien on sale. So what they were supposed to do is put a lien on my property. You heard in the video where he was sitting there telling all the lies about all the fees that are on my account. You guys, they just made up fees and put it on my regular account. And it don't make no sense because the invoice never said that. Twice I emailed them saying, hey, why you not cashing my check? No one never responded. Again, the only reason why they got my email address was because I asked them what was going on with the check. Then once they got my email address, they started charging me with invoices. See, initially they couldn't charge me with an invoice because they couldn't give me an invoice because they didn't know where I was. I was just paying it because this guy Frank called and told me what it was. They had 5 units from me. I was paying like $445, $450 in the beginning. This is telling you how much of my things that they stole, okay? And so, never mind. Anyway, I'm gonna tell y'all this really quickly. And I'm gonna say this on. I'm doing a video. I'm doing really nice Sandy Speaks, and I'm gonna talk about Camilla Anthony, Judge Joe Brown. Judge Joe Brown. That's my friend, y'all. Judge Joe Brown is my friend. And when this first happened, sometime during COVID, whatever, I became friends with him. And Judge Joe Brown was like no nonsense. Like he was one of my heroes growing up because he's his most articulate black men who spoke so eloquently and had so much just dignified. So, but he will snap on you, right? So I was telling him, and I'm excited about what's going on, and he yelled at me. And he yelled at me like a judge would. And I said to him, I had no reason to lie. I had no reason to do anything. I'm in a community property state, been married for 23 years. There was nothing I needed to do. I didn't do anything deceptive. I hadn't had a job since 2008. Okay, when this first started, this man made about $180,000. He makes over $200,000. His income is published, okay, because of his position. So I want to tell y'all that. I don't know why we're here. I forgot. But yeah, Judge Joe Brown, he snapped at me. Y'all know Judge Joe Brown. That's my friend. He snapped at me. Me and him was talking on the phone. And you know how, y'all know, I watched this show. Y'all know how he is, how he's dignified and like no nonsense. And I think I was just babbling. And he kind of just snapped at me. And he was telling me to get control of myself because I was in pain and I was hurting. And I was probably just ranting like I'm doing. And he snapped at me. And you guys, I very much admire Judge Joe Brown. I would watch his show when I was like 10, 12 years old. He kind of shaped who I was, me seeing an articulate black man. What I would remember, he would chastise his litigants, and his values and his morals and the way he spoke was in line with me. Okay, so I was probably ranting, and he yelled at me. He said something like, "Get control of yourself" or something, and it immediately I like chilled. It wasn't offensive or defensive. He brought me back to who I was. He was like, "Get a hold of yourself," and he was like being sarcastic. And then I told him, I said, "Judge Joe Brown, I didn't have to do anything. The law says he has to give me half. He has to pay me a percentage of his income. I never worried about the money. My marriage was ending. I was losing my husband. I never cared about the money. When they start doing shit to me, I'm like, why are they doing this to me?" And I'm going to be honest, I lived a good life. Now today they call it a soft life. I lived a good life. I lived in a high income bracket. So what I'm recognizing is how people perceive money. I didn't perceive it like that because it wasn't a problem for us. That he took care of me. We paid our bills. I didn't recognize that people were going to be the debt. You guys, I didn't expect him to be this nasty to me about money, and I don't know why I'm so dumb. He was very tight with his money in many ways. Okay, it's hard just to explain who he is. And then maybe other husbands are like that. When they're in a good mood, they'll spend and buy and give for you, and then other times they would be nasty about it. That's who I was married to. But he was never the kind of person that would not pay the bills. Because he's a Taurus. It's one of the things that attracted me to him. He was not one of the person who would not adhere to his responsibility. It wasn't who he was. And so when all this started happening, even till today, I'm heartbroken because I'm like, you did all this to me for money? For money? And I know you're like, I'm delusional. Yeah. Anyway, back to this stuff. I didn't know I was supposed to file a loan in opposition. So let me tell you what I'm saying here because I keep getting sidetracked. I need to reiterate, Box and Go illegally took possession of my property. The facts show they knew my spouse gave them my property, yet they called me for payment shortly after. In the video, I make it clear they didn't have authority to take possession of my property. And so it's 8/26/2025, June 25th, and I'm struggling. I wrote this here. I'm going to try to sit here and read through a lot of this without the commentary, you guys, because I know you get tired of me talking the commentary. I was dealing with Box and Go threatening to illegally sell my things. At the same time, the hotel tried to double our rent. Again, I think it had to do with the COVID mandate. Comfort Suite and Box and Go tried to extort me for money. Remember, the abusive alcoholic never paid spousal support. I will include one of his W-2s on the website. The court ruined my credit in 2019 when not ordering spousal support according to Family Code 4320. So let me say this to you. I'm going to script for a minute. I think he filed for divorce September 5th, 2017. Okay? See, I always want to give commentary. I don't believe he meant it. He was trying to scare me. He would do shit like that. Okay? He would go to hotels and leave. He would just... The court ruined my credit in 2019 when not ordering spousal support according to Family Code 4320. Oh, I was telling you what the timeline. So he left in 2017. And you guys, he was trying to get back and come have dinner and stuff. This was the cycle that we would do since we were younger, okay? And I kind of laugh about it, and I don't want you to think it's sick, but it was the dynamic of our relationship since the very beginning, okay? And you might say it's toxic, and it could sound toxic to you, but this was the nature of our relationship. We would fight, and then we would make up, and you see, I smile because making up with him was exuberant. It was exuberant for me. Like, we would fight and we would make up. So, and we called it a vortex. He and I would get into these little fights and we would go back and forth. As I got older and I got tired, I stopped engaging. What would hurt him, and I see I'm going off script, what would hurt him that I noticed, because I got older, you guys, and I just noticed, I learned, because we would have these hard fights, like drop down, drag out fights. And then I wouldn't talk to him, be miserable for like a week. Then we would get over it. Then I would sit in my mind thinking, now why not do, like, I done sit here and been miserable, angry, depressed, and sad for a week, and it's over. So I taught myself to, like, when he act crazy or did shit and be dark, say dark stuff, that I wouldn't respond. And that's what was going on. He filed September 5th of 2017. And so I'm trying to tell you, the reason why I'm telling you, I'm tell you the timeline. So he was away all of 2018. He actually went to Europe, and meanwhile, okay. So all I'm saying is, I didn't file for spousal support in 2018. I was trying to heal and move away from him, okay, and just like give it a rest. And because I wasn't engaging him, emailing him, calling him, and talking to him, this wasn't common behavior. So he, because I know who he is, he would get mad because he's thinking, you have to know who I am, you guys. In every relationship that I have with my mother, with my father, with my friends, I don't stay mad. I've had people do really horrible things to me. And the relationship is always more important than the incident. And I meet people where they are. You might say, I'm inviting people to walk all over me. I think it's perceived like that often, but I always try to be the bigger person. So I'm saying that because I'm trying to give you a timeline that he left. He was gone for over a year and a half. This is about my credit. They ruined my credit, you guys. I filed for spousal support, I think December of 2018, because I got rear-ended and I got a concussion. And so I was trying to make money via gig working, and all this stuff happened. I only went and filed for spousal support, I think December of 2018. He had filed over a year and a half ago. I only asked for spousal support because I needed it. I was trying to keep my credit together. That's what was one of the most important things, that he and I had, everybody in my family had good credit, okay? And so the court ruined my credit in 2019 when not ordering spousal support, according to Family Code 4320. I will add the link to the Family Code 4320 on YouTube's description and on the Judge Sarah Heidel's erasers. The link to I want to give you the legal aspect of what happened and how the judge went against 4320. And I'm not going to do that now. But the main thing is she didn't provide spousal support, and she didn't provide legal assistance. Okay, so I'm gonna stop for a minute because here, you guys, I've written this. What happens is I write it. It's days before I go back to it, and I forget what I did, and I redo it. I'm gonna talk about what's happening to my mind. This is trauma to my brain. This is why Black people struggle in this country with the wage gap. People say it's discrimination and things of that nature would clearly exist. But I believe it has to do with our ability to compete in a capitalist society. And we already started below, right? but the mental health aspect of it, the ability to function and compete with the trauma, with the daily they say microaggressions, but a lot of the aggressions are not even micro. That this, I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to do a series about what's happening to me mentally. Like, I know y'all watching, y'all see I sound crazy, and you don't understand. I'm observing myself sounding crazy, and you see I have grit, I have stamina, and what part of the reason why it's making it hard on me, I need to learn. I tell myself to relax, is I get frustrated because I don't have control, that I can't make myself get out of bed. Right now, I laid in bed for like 2 hours. I'm suffering from just some kind of crazy fatigue when my body is exhausted, my mind is exhausted, adrenal fatigue. I don't know what it is, but there's something wrong with me that I am always exhausted. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna read this. It might cover something I said before. I hope not. It has some dates and stuff in here. I'm gonna talk about the checks, I think, you guys. So part one, I wrote this twice, y'all. Okay, and I don't be having no recollection of what I did before, bro. I'm laughing. I know it's not funny, but this is what these people did to me, and I ain't do nothing to nobody. You gonna see? This is crazy, and I need your help because they did this to me, and all these people are party to the racketeering, the collusion, the harm, the cover up, and I didn't do anything, but was born black. Okay, part one of Box and Go ends with me being on the phone with Freddy. See him here. It's obvious he's lying about talking to Mr. Gibson. He says, calls Mr. James Gibson, he says his name. He acknowledges being in a contract with James Gibson of the video. I told him he has taken my things illegally. Establishing Box and Go is aware. This was a malicious, fraudulent attempt to defraud me of $2,800. It's something you don't understand going forward, because I have fear that I'm not being complete or concise or succinct. I'm afraid of that because I don't remember. Okay. So if something doesn't make sense, it sounds like I'm missing something, please just ask me. I am doing the best that I can. We're referencing the video ending in part one. I told him he has taken my things illegally. Establishing Box and Go is aware. This was a malicious, fraudulent attempt to defraud me of $2,800. I think he said $2,815. Box and Go planned this since 2022, when they initially began to cash my checks late. See the email sent to sales@boxandgo.com, sent on August 19th, 2022, asking about the delay in cashing my checks. You guys, I wrote this twice, so I know I said it before, so just stay with me, okay? Then the second request I resent on August 25th. I may insert in the video if it's not, oh my God. I may insert in the video if it's not. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, you guys, I got the copies of the email that I sent to him. What occurred is that I sent him an email, looked like on August 19, 2022. And what my business practice is, because I came from a corporate background, I worked in corporate. If I didn't get a response, I go second request. I made a second request they didn't answer me. My first initial email asking about the checks were August 19th, 2022. The second request I resent on August 25th. And so what I'm saying is either I'll insert the letter here or I'll just post it on the website. I may insert in the video. If not, it'll be on www.judgesarahheidelseracist.com. Then see my email to sales@boxandgo.com, dated January 2nd, 2023. I asked what the delay is in cashing my check. I also asked to discuss the $20 increase, referring to the original certificate the original certified letter dated April 2021. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I want to say this again because it's important. The second request I resent on August 25th. I may insert the video if it's not on the website. Then see my email to Box and Go. That's sales, email to sales at boxngo.com, dated January 2nd, 2023. So on 3 different occasions, I'm asking them about why they're not cashing my checks. And I also in the letter asked about the increase. See, they kept increasing the storage amount. And again, you're going to see on the invoice, because I also include the invoice. The invoice allows me to get a better rate if I go into an agreement with them for an extended period of time. I'm not in a contract with them. This has all happened out of necessity, and I had nothing. There was nothing else I can do. They broke up my house during COVID. They put me in the street. I had nowhere to, my house was 3,000 square feet. I had nowhere to take these things, okay? My son, we were in a hotel during COVID. It was maybe 60 days, 90 days. Maybe I'll get his credit report. We didn't do, so it was September is when we went to the hotel. I think in January or February, December, sometime, I don't know, you guys, I don't remember. Between, maybe within the first 40, 90 days, 120 days of us being in a hotel, we started to look for a place. We really couldn't look for a place because it was COVID. That's what it was. When we would call, no, it was COVID. Okay? My son, finally, he went to some apartments and got some literature, and still it was hard to contact the people at the apartments. Then I think we did because I had a lot of stuff, I needed a home. So then we did an application for a house. Remember, they ruined my credit, so my son and my daughter did a combined application, and it was declined. We were in shock. My kids paid their bills. We don't have bad credit. Discover ruined his credit. When he called Discover and to let them know he was going to be late, and you guys, I had a Discover card. They ruined my credit. Discover, I'm going to put. Discover was the one that said in 2019, hey, your credit score dropped. With Discover, if you had, my date was December, like on the 19th of the month. With Discover, if you wanted to change your date to like the 1st, the 30th, or whatever, you can call them and tell them. He was calling them to tell them he was going to be late. They illegally put him in some kind of program, insinuate he never missed a payment. They ruined his credit. We didn't find that out till we did a application for a home. And let me tell you this. I know I'm telling you a lot because it's important that you understand what we went through. My son does gig work. The lady, the leasing agent, initially, she wouldn't accept my son's application because of the kind of work he did. He's a gig worker, okay? He still gig works, okay? I called the leasing, the property management company, and I complained and said they were not, she wouldn't even do his application. I said she wouldn't do his application, that it was racial discrimination. I threatened something with HUD or whatever. This is so hurt my feelings. He did the application and it was declined. His credit was ruined and he didn't even know it. Because of Discover. My credit was ruined because of the court. I asked what the delay is on my cashing my check. I also asked to discuss the $20 increase referred to the original certified letter dated April 2021, I believe. I'm including the canceled checks. Also, see a list of recent checks. See April invoices and May invoices. What shows the balance of $553. See April and May invoices mentioning nothing about any late fees. I didn't know I was to send the opposition of lien of sales. You guys, I'm saying this to you twice, and I recognize that I I was a little concerned, so I'm thinking and I'm not being articulate because things are going through my head about what happened and did I say it. Okay, so I'm going to say this. I wanted to talk about the opposition to lien, okay? And I noticed in the previous I didn't, okay? I want to explain that to you now. See how I'm delayed? I can't even freaking talk. And I know what I want to say. It's my brain on trauma, anti-black hate crimes. So there are different things that is going to be on the website. I'm showing you the evidence that these people tried to extort me out of $2,800. That they are in cahoots with the court, with the judges, with the lawyers, with law enforcement. This is racketeering. Okay, y'all. They trying to indict. This is Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. We don't know if Sean Diddy Combs have been indicted for racketeering. This is racketeering. This is doing criminal acts, conspiracy, collusion, where there are multiple people that are involved, conspiracy or conspirist, okay? And it's an enterprise. How did this guy know to go to these people? I don't even know where my stuff is. I think I told you in the previous video, I went around looking for my stuff. You guys, I hope I already told you that. You guys, let me just keep on reading to y'all. I want to tell you about the opposition on the lien. I went and did a ex parte. I'm going to tell you about that in part 3. I did an ex parte to try to get them to stop from selling my stuff. Around my birthday in July, I got a message saying they're going to steal my stuff in July. I didn't know how to stop them, okay? I'm going to talk about being black and getting legal representation in this city, in this state. I got all the receipts, you guys, okay? I know I'm rambling, and I probably should go through the video and edit it, but that takes more time for me. And it's always days before I get back to it. So I realize that I'm rambling, but I want you to understand. I'm going to have to go through and cut some of this because I'm rambling. I didn't know about the opposition of lien and sale. That's what I was supposed to do if they were trying to say I owe them money. That was a legal procedure. I went and tried to do an ex parte, okay? Then later I learned, okay? So let me go ahead and stay focused. And I want to bring this to your attention. If you don't want to listen to my video, I got to get through some of the videos, but I'm going to go back and time stamp so you know where to go. Because I understand this is a lot. I've been on here for over an hour already, almost an hour now, okay? And I'm going to summarize what happened on the website where you could read it. You don't have to listen to me rant, okay? So what I'm trying to get out right now is I wanted to go through the evidence with you. It's the letters, the emails, me asking them why they're not cashing my check. The invoices where they claim that I owe them $2,800, but there's no, in April and May of 2023, I believe, the invoice does not say anything about late fees, okay? Then I have a screenshot of the canceled checks. And then I have, so let me read this because I may have already said it on here. Let me just read. And if I have to come back and edit you guys, I just got to do better. I'm trying to think where I should go because I keep repeating myself. Okay, I didn't know I were to send the opposition to lien of sale. I attempted to file a police report with the Torrance Police Department. God, this is gonna be part 3. Okay, this is racketeering. Okay, this is an enterprise. I'm gonna show conspiracy, collusion. Okay. Okay, so I attempted to file a police report. I'm laughing about this, you guys. When y'all see this damn evidence, listen. I attempted to file a police report with the Torrance Police Department. I also attempted to file an ex parte. The ex parte was declined. The ex parte was heard by a woman who didn't even have a law license. You guys, I'm going to put this in here. This was what I saw when I went to the California Bar Association. Kimberly Dalton, this is what is listed today as the Bar Association. So back then, when I was in another Airbnb, I research everything, guys. When I can, I go and I do my due diligence. I can't do it consistently because I struggle because it's painful. But I kept finding stuff. This lady wasn't even a judge. Okay? I'm going to put the information. And you guys, everything looked raggedy because I've been going from place to place. I'm going to put this as a see where she denied it. I'm going to put this as a PDF on the website. Okay? You guys, she wasn't even a judge. Okay, she wasn't. I think she lost her license. Okay, let me keep going. You guys, Kimberly Dalton. This is what is listed today on the Bar Association. Please compare and contrast that when the white male abusive alcoholic filed an ex parte, the Los Angeles judicial system approved it. They would do ex partes for everything. And that's one of the tactics that they do in this corrupt family court is they do ex partes. And they do it and they approve it. I think an ex parte is supposed to be approved when it's an emergency, loss of life, harm, or whatever. My ex parte was all about my stuff, was him selling my stuff. They approved ex partes for him, and it didn't fall inside the scope of the purpose of the ex parte. Okay? This is what's listed on the Bar Association. Please compare and contrast. I'm talking about this lady. Her name is Kimberly Dalton. And I kind of did some research on could she listen to an ex parte? I think in California, in certain instances she could, but I think that it says that the person who is to receive it has to approve of something. There are probably other requirements for her to listen to my ex parte, okay? But you legal people, y'all help me slice this up, okay? So please notice I really didn't ask for anything unusual or extreme. I never had the opportunity to ask for anything. The email, checks, and invoices listed on the website. I'm also going to include the original request and the response from the woman, Kimberly Dalton. There was an entire ordeal with the police department. You guys, let me tell you what's going through my mind right now. Let me say this, because I'm gonna have what's going to happen. This I've already done an hour and a half. Okay, I know I need to go back and edit this, and this is what's taking so much time. I want you guys to read it and listen. If I had to read and listen, especially in today's era where everybody has a shorter attention span because everything's quick and fast, it would be hard for me to sit and listen to me. Okay? So my mind tells me to go back, edit it, only include what's important and necessary that's germane to the constitutional violations. Okay? But that will take me forever. I'll plan on doing it in the morning, and then I won't get out of bed or whatever. This is what's happening to me, okay? This is what your brain, this is a Black American brain on this is the Black American's brain on trauma and hate crimes. I'm going to do a whole nother series, you guys. Okay, I'm going to say this because I don't know if I'm saying it right. I don't know if you guys, I'm going to read this, and I don't know if I'm out of sync. I don't know when I wrote this. But let me say this to you again. Around about July 14th, 2023, I attempted to locate my property. I went to the address listed online, the address that I mailed the checks. I'm going backwards because I was remembering it, okay? So what happened was we got an email, we got a message. My son, they would message my son because the guy I married didn't have my phone number. They would message my son and leave messages, and I put them on here saying that they were going to put our stuff on for sale, okay? I never saw my stuff. This is July 14th, 2023. I had no reason to go. I never looked for it. They told me, the guy called, said he had my stuff. And you know what, guys? I think this man may have emailed me the invoices saying that all my stuff was here, that I needed to take care of it, okay? And none of this is legal. This can't be legal, okay? This is how we became made aware that they had our stuff. I wrote them a letter saying, listen, I don't know, it comes to my attention that you have my things. I'm going to have to handle this in court, okay? Which I've tried it. You're going to find out how the court continued to work against me, how my own attorneys worked against me, okay? So around about July 14, 2023, I attempted to locate my property. I went to the address listed online, the address that I mailed the checks to. I was unable to locate the facility. I called Box and Go to question the location. I got Freddy on the phone, who told me the property they moved. There's also recordings of me calling 911 when looking for the location. The 911 caller was difficult and unresponsive. I went to the location Freddy told me when I called him. The location he told me when I called him. I said, so you guys, me reading this may not make sense. The call will be on my phone records. I couldn't locate Box and Go, and I then went to Torrance Police Department to file a report. This is what happened. They're saying they're going to try to sell my stuff. Meanwhile, you guys, at the same time, I'm in this bed-buck-infested hotel, and they trying to double our rent. And this has to do with COVID and the CARE Act. I drive to the location that I was writing a check to. I called 911 because I want them to meet me at the location of my property, and the 911 said, hey, these people stole my stuff. You got 911, maybe I'm gonna have to call and request a copy of the 911 calls. The reason why the 911 calls is pertinent because you're going to prove what I'm saying to you is true. I went to the address that I've been mailing my checks to. Let me see, did I write it down here? It's Box and Go 5932 East Lawson in Commerce, California. This is where I was mailing my checks to. I couldn't find it. I kept going around in circles. And I attempted to call 911 prior to finding them because I wanted 911, the police, to meet me there, and so I can file a report. They had my stuff. I couldn't find it. 911 was aggressive and wouldn't come. Okay? So I called Freddy. All this is going to be my phone records. I called Box and Go, the number of Box and Go. Freddy answered the phone. So this phone call went to his phone. He answered the phone. Okay, it was probably between 4 and 5. It was later. It was after 4, between maybe 4 and 6. Okay. He answered the phone the way in which I heard the phone being answered. I could tell he was answering from his private phone. He didn't know who I was. I said, hey, I'm looking for your location. He said really briefly, oh, we moved. He gave me another address. Okay. I went to that address in Torrance. I couldn't find it. Okay. I might put some images in here. As a reminder, the City of Industry broke in my home on September 23rd, 2020, illegally put me in the street during COVID. I wrote this, you guys, and some of it's out of sync, as I told you. Sometimes I write things and I don't remember what I wrote before. And I'm as I am now aware of what all I've said and repeated, I feel like I need to go through and edit it. And you guys, I always tell myself I'm going to push myself to, and it could be weeks before I do it again. But I just want this to be where it's not hard for you to hear and listen to it. I'm going to read this to you because if I wrote it for a reason. I have the bed bug infested hotel trying to double our rent. Those bugs drove me job. The bug freaking lose my mind. The cursing now. The bugs practically made me lose my mind. I got to cut the cursing. I have Box and Go who illegally took possession of my things. I'm asking about everything from my marital. I'm talking about everything from my marital home. My home was 3,000 square feet, you guys. My home was 2,800 square feet. I had a $12,000 dining room set. That sit 8 people in a china cabinet. Maybe I'll put it in here. I paid over $4,000 for the dining room set. This set 8. The dining service serves the dining service inside the china cabinet, it was called Tuscany, something Tuscany. Oh, I can't even think. It was Italian, like, inspired stuff. I like period, like, fashion style. You'll see if you go to my previous, my first videos, you'll see my home. I can't even describe what the words I'm trying to say about the type of interior that I appreciate. So the china cabinet, I'm mad because I can't think of the name of the other collection. It's called something Tuscany. My great room was done in Tuscany, like, style stuff, like period. What do you call it? I can't even think of it. I'm just gonna list some of the things that they took. The dining service inside I purchased from Z Gallery for $2,000. So I had like a really nice china, and it was like Tuscany. Somehow I have pictures of videos because I would always host a Thanksgiving dinner. I had a great room. If you look at the earlier videos, you will see me in the green chair. That was custom designed furniture. Both my furniture in the upstairs and the den and downstairs, all my furniture in most of the home was custom. The sofa matching I have here, I paid $5,000. We pick the we choose the material, and I'm struggling to speak, and I apologize because it hurts so bad. I'm trying to think of the kind of furniture. I just been watching The Gilded Age, and like that's my thing. I love it. Like, period. It's called. I forgot what it's called. Pre-revolutionary, whatever. I like that was my style in certain rooms. Okay, in the great room, I had a sofa, 2 chairs, and like an oversized chair. It was custom. I put here that I paid $5,000 for it. My furniture upstairs was leather. It's more modern, more casual, custom. Okay, all the different things that we had, because I'm particular. I have a fashion, like, I was building a bad fashion business. I'm a fashion girl. I'm a lifestyle girl. I like things to be aesthetically pleasing. I'm a Cancer. So, and I have a good eye for things. So instead of going out, when I would go out and trying to buy stuff, I couldn't find it. What I wanted, it worked better for me. My home was customed. This is part of the pain, that I took time to customize my home. My home was we probably lived in this home 3 or 4 years before it was fully furnished, because I was specific about my choosing what I chose to put in it. I was trying to think of what else we customized. We had a bar, and we had gaming tables. Am I saying it right? We had a bar. We had custom bar chairs that matched the what do you call it, game table, where you lift it up and we could play cards. Okay, my husband would do that. But everything in my home was custom. Okay, let me see. I'm just going to read. Okay. So sorry. If you look at the earlier videos, you will see me in a green chair. I feel like I want to start from the beginning, you guys. I had a $12,000 dining room set that seated 8 people. A china cabinet that I paid over $4,000 for. The dining service inside I purchased from City Gallery for over $2,000. It may have been more than that, you guys. My husband's sister was coming for Thanksgiving. I went and bought this really nice set. I had the great room. I don't know why I said that. If you look at the earlier videos, you will see me in the green chair. That was custom designed furniture that I paid over $5,000 for. It was a sofa, 2 chairs, and an oversized chair that you see me sitting in. I had a full bar, a wine cellar. We turned one bedroom into a closet.
Let me see.
All my things I collected, designer bags. I had Tiffany jewelry. He would buy me Tiffany jewelry because my husband is a Taurus. I shouldn't even call him my husband because I don't look like this guy right now. But he would try to buy things that I want to tell you about. I just want to go back and tell my story. Like, I always want to talk about our dynamics. But what he'd start doing was buy like very familiar stuff. So he would start buying me Tiffany. He bought me Tiffany earrings one time. And you guys, I don't want, and this is me explaining to him about him that he had a dark side, but he would try to do things for me. He bought me these little Tiffany earrings, and they actually matched this necklace. I think it's called 1825 collection. He started buying me Tiffany stuff. He wouldn't know. He like, I would argue with him about how he would buy me stuff, you guys. One time he bought me socks and a massager for Christmas. And I was like, what kind of gift is that? He said, honey, you said your back hurt and your feet are cold. And that's a rational man, right? And this is him trying to make me happy. So instead of buying things that were practical, because he's a practical person, what I know, he started buying me Tiffany jewelry because he thought I would like it because it was Tiffany. And then I could respond to that, and you think, oh, you're not grateful. And I'm just being honest about me. And this is probably about women. I would want him to know what to buy me, what I would like, because I'm good at that. And this is one of my weaknesses and one of my shortcomings. As we would stay married longer, I just learned just to be grateful. That he would buy me things and I may not love them, but just say, yeah. And I'm going to tell y'all really quickly why I felt that way, because I know you're going to think bad thoughts about me. When I was in college, I was in undergrad when we got married. When we first got married, I was in undergrad. I had finals during Christmas time. I shirked studying for my finals to go buy things for his nephew, his sister, and her kids. We spent, Christmas shopping in LA. And I am that kind of takeover person to buy this, do this. I'm that kind of person. During Christmas, now I'm thinking it's petty, but this was early on in the marriage. I went out during Christmas and helped him pick out stuff for his sister and their kids. One year, we sent his mom a lamp. It was called the Colorado Company. I remember we had just moved here. His mother thought the sister bought it because this guy married stingy. He's not thoughtful like that. Okay? That's what he learned from me. That's why we were yin and yang. He wasn't thoughtful. Like, he won't buy you shit. Like, for real. Okay? He act like nothing. Okay? But when we first got married, I think the first year, I sent her this beautiful oil lamp. She called his sister and thanked his sister because he thought his sister bought it. She didn't think it was him. And I'm saying all that to tell you, you guys, I just be ranting, huh? Because I'm trying to justify him getting the Tiffany earrings and him trying to make me happy. I would complain and be resentful that he wouldn't spend time to buy and do things and shop for me when this is specifically why I was angry. And this is marriage and just being resentful. I took a time away from my studies to pick out things for his family. And so, and I'm just telling you the dynamic. This is just a normal marriage. This is just normal conflict, normal stuff. And these people harm me because I'm black. And so the point that I'm getting, they got all my damn Tiffany jewelry that he bought me, okay? I collected designer bags, you guys. I had so many different Coach bags. I had probably at least 15 Coach bags, and I could describe them to you. At Louis Vuitton, like a vintage Louis Vuitton, a small, what do you call it? The handbag, the little crossover bag. I forgot what it's called. They have they have probably at least $500,000 on my stuff or more. Okay, and I think I'm being moderate about my estimate. Let me keep going. I had a full bar and wine cellar. I'll be able to show you the full bar wine cellar maybe because I might have footage on my phone of the wine cellar. I had Tiffany jewelry. There was a safe with my ring and the gold jewelry. He jumped on me one time, and the diamond fell out of my ring. So the diamond was in the safe with some other stuff. The diamond was in the safe. My son's registration for his car. You guys, this is coming to me now. Because I think he had my daughter mail my son the registration for his car, his title. But he didn't mail me my gold, my jewelry, or my diamonds. It's just making me, I'm just realizing this. Anyway, I had Tiffany jewelry. There was a safe with my wedding ring and other gold jewelry. We had a 72-inch Mitsubishi widescreen mounted in the wall. I had a fashion and beauty business, and therefore I had several thousands of dollars worth of makeup. The property in that room alone was well over $200,000. I'm trying to give a conservative estimate. In that room alone. There was designer jewelry, leather goods, designer sunglasses. My property is estimated over several hundreds of thousands of dollars. I was mailing the check to the Box and Go, 5932 East Lawson in Commerce, California. Again, when I drove there, I couldn't find it. Then I went to the Torrance Police Department, which was another ordeal. They also became complicit in the hate crimes against me. I will go over that part. I mailed an opposition Lena Sale. Okay, I'm trying to say this to you guys, and I'm thinking this is what happens. I get the pain. So what you're going to see on the website is so because I didn't know where to mail it to, I mailed it to their P.O. box. As you know, when you own a business, you have to have an address to receive subpoenas. So I had that address. Then I also had the address of the physical address where I was mailing the checks. Okay. In each envelope, I put the lien. It's called opposition to Lena Sale. I made 2 copies of for me and my son. So in one envelope, it was a copy with my name on it and my son's name on it, because it was our property. On the second envelope was my name and my son's name on the opposition to sale. I mailed both of them. The physical location that he told me that the property was at, it came back. All of what I'm saying, you guys, there's documentation. So listen, this is part 2, and this has been over an hour. It's been like an hour and a half, and what I'm concerned about. Oh, you know what? I'm going to add footage of me talking to them. I got to watch and listen to it to see what it is. I don't even know what it is, but I'm going to put another video of me calling him on this part 2. I strongly feel like I need to edit this because it's over. It's almost probably an hour and a half now. If these are too long for you, if you're watching it, I'm going to summarize it on the post. Okay? Here's the second video. And then part 3, you guys, Torrance Police Department does all kinds of shit. And I know I shouldn't be laughing because these people were my life. I'm laughing because the gumption and the gall. And it's hard for me. And this is why I think they get away with it. People give up. It's like them whipping slaves. They beat you, trying to deter you from moving forward. And you got the white guy married. He know me. He know that this may take me 20 years. But he know I ain't going to stop. The white guy know that. Okay? The other people, they don't have to F-O-F-A? Whatever you say it. What is it? Is it F-A-F-O? Anyway, listen, y'all. I'm going to stop here. And also, there's an issue with Camilla Anthony. I put together a video about him. I put together the text about him probably 2 or 3 weeks ago on Reunite Sandy Speech. So I'm gonna record that video after this. But oh God, I'm just thinking all this talking I've done on here that you guys, I'm so behind, and I'm really scared that what I feel like I've been rambling. I need to go over an hour and a half of a video and edit. After I sit and go over an hour and a half of a video, I can't even focus that long. I'm gonna tell you about my brain on the other series, okay? Listen, if you've been listening this long, please help me. Please, I'll never talk about my GoFundMe. I got $60 in my GoFundMe today. Okay, somebody put some lady put $10 in there a few weeks, a couple months ago. I gotta promote my GoFundMe. Whatever you have, please help me with my GoFundMe. Okay, it's gonna be in the link somewhere on here. Okay, thank you for listening. After this part, I'm gonna put in another video. And you guys, I got another video I need to watch. I don't feel like my stomach hurt. I'm gonna sit here and make myself watch it for 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, you guys, another video. This is I'm calling to document the issue I'm having with my storage, with this company trying to steal my storage. Thank you for calling Box and Go Moving and Storage. Your call may be recorded. Box and Go, this is Freddy. How can I help you? Hey, Freddy, this is Carrie Gibson, and this call is being documented via video call. Freddie, I was the one that called you and asked you about your location. First, let me say this to you, Freddie. My name is Carrie Gibson, and I'm a victim of hate crimes by the state of California. Okay? Horrible things happen to me, and I'm suffering deeply from anxiety and depression. Okay? I need you to understand, Freddie. I looked online. I see that you went to some type of religious background. I don't know if that's good or bad. But what I need you to understand, sir, is I'm well knowledgeable of the law. Okay? You have my son's merchandise. The property is Sterling Scarborough's. You guys received it illegally. Again, I paid you monthly out of good faith. What I heard you say is that I struggle with payment. Sir, I never struggle with payment. I emailed you guys, and you see every month you guys have cashed my checks. Okay? Sir, this is out of goodwill to you. Okay? My son is going to file something in court. You have my property. Okay? I don't even know, should I pay you for July? I could pay you for July. If you want me to come and retrieve my things, we can go and send them somewhere else. Okay? But what you're doing is illegal, and you're not following the law. Okay? In a court of law, it's going to document that you are trying to defraud me, sir. That I in good faith, I paid you monthly. You do not have $2,815 worth of fees. If you're insinuating that you have fees for forfeiture, whatever, you never followed the proper process. If you did, you didn't do it with me. What I know and what I understand is that around about April of 2021, Frank text my son, said that you had our property. Freddie, that means that you acknowledged that someone gave you my property illegally. That someone gave you my things, and you knew that we did not come to any agreement with you. You knew that someone illegally took my property and gave it to you. I sent the. Okay, that's great, but we're gonna be at the same place from the last conversation. We're not gonna get anywhere. No, that's fine. No, I understand. What I want to know, sir, I already filed the police report, sir. I want to know where are my things? Where are my things? I'm gonna call right back. I'm calling back. You've reached Torrance Police Detective Division. If this is an emergency, please hang. Wrong one. Thank you for calling Box and Go Moving and Storage. Your call may be recorded. This is boxing. Boxing. I up on boxing show.
Thank you for calling Box and Go Moving and Storage. Your call may be recorded.
Box and Go, this is Freddy.
Freddie, can you give me, this is being documented via video, can you give me the information for the owner? Can you give me the information for the owner? I'm just documenting that I've asked you. I would like the owner's information.
Look. You seem to be doing good research, okay? If
Sir,
you
you
want,
just stop. You are. What did he just say?